Hello, and welcome back to the further adventures of Disco Elysium. Where we last left off, we solved a mystery inside a house, tried to get in here, I knocked a dude out, doesn't matter. Does not matter, we're going in the secret way. I wanted to just knock the shit out of the dude up there. But it's fine. Fine, so we're gonna head on in. I'm gonna use the secret entrance that we discovered, because I feel like it'd be wasteful if we did not. I don't want to be wasteful. I think I have a secret light check I can do in here, I recall.
The trash containers. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Yeah, I remember you.
You see a box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below.
Well, thank you for the
turbo
3-month
noodle. Not much to see. There's nothing. The container sounds a muffled gong.
Thank you very much for being subscribed for 3 months. I wasn't aware that you were. I really do need to put some like proper awards and stuff with this. Alright, we're gonna sneak into the docks and talk to the important person there. But we're gonna do so the cool way. There's my code up there. Just you wait, we're gonna get there eventually. We just have to do a little bit of climbing up here. Then we'll be able to jump down.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Yeah, not right now. I guess I can't go this way. I thought I could. I thought we could go out of Kuno's thing. The wind must have blown it away. Our poor coat. I guess I cannot go this way. I guess I gotta go back and hold on. I don't want to waste that time. Well, you know, I'm over here. I should probably interrogate the... money! I love money. I should probably talk to the leader of the Scabs first, get a bit of an idea what they're up to.
Right to work! Back again, eh? Here to show the militia support for our cause?
What kind of cause are you talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their family.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups. But you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops. But I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work!
I'm gonna have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Who are all these strikebreakers?
Honest men and women, with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs. underneath
Oh.
his tight-fitting shirt.
A strong one.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
What does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You're wearing new clothes.
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Where are you from?
What's it to you?
I thought you looked real familiar for a second.
No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people.
I already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A monstrous shadow high above the fire traps of the domain. The 881 motorway running over this district of Jamrock. Concrete pillars rise up from the midst of the dilapidated wooden houses. On the horizon, barely visible, the hazy machinery of the harbor. Life in the domain is even worse off than in Martinez. The cold air is stiff from the fumes of the motor carriages and lorries roaring overhead. Below, broken down, battered people mill on the dusty streets with no purpose. Yet amongst them, there is no sight of this man. Nowhere.
You're not from the domain.
Yeah? What makes you say that?
No one knows you there.
They know me. That's bullshit.
What's your goal here?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
You aren't able to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer.
We
Or
can-
whatever he is.
Why don't you just talk to them?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now. If you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually.
I'm done with you. Is that money? It's my favorite thing. I love money. Yummy. Talk to my good friend, No Mañana, or whatever your name was. What's your name? I forget.
Knocked him out good. Like the Flying Desperado.
What's the Flying Desperado?
It's that really cool Flying Desperado spin kick you did, Boyadero. Often performed by the most hard-bodied boyaderos on the steps.
Yeah, I sure did it.
So, what's on your mind this time?
Nothing. Thanks for the glazing. Oh, is that door unlocked now? Is that what the point of this? It was. Okay, it was that. Who was locking up the open from without a pass card? Do we typewriter model name on the back? Around here. What's that? La Flume?
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
White antlers.
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and, at the same time, above it. A shameful way to treat a former king. Even one as underwhelming as Friesel.
Why for sale?
Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel.
Oh man, that's
In
the
short, the
triple whammy.
embodiment of everything the communards
What can you do with
wished
that?
to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several
Sure
times,
do love these lovely
you
little
return
magazines
to
we
the
have in
table
here.
of contents.
Doesn't it feel like my audio is automatically...
The magazine is divided into
Yeah.
several sections.
That seems
International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
weird. I had it set so it goes down when I talk. Doing that, it looks like it's staying up. Odd. Huh. What's the editor's note?
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
The communists!
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
Yeah, they're scary. Like communism.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
I want to catch up on international
This
developments.
section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenai. You also skip over an article about heavy
Well, that's
fuel
unimportant.
oil
We don't need
smuggling
that.
along the Messina border. Something about bear wrestling in Samara. Face it,
I wanna
you
hear about the
really
bear
aren't
wrestling.
interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries
Well, I don't
are.
care. I want to be in the country with the bear wrestling.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. Why they decided to title this one section in Volda is beyond you. It evokes a sense of recognition and fellowship among those privileged enough to understand. As you leave
to have a
through
really
this
high
section,
IQ to be able to take
you come
this in.
across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS.
Something's weird is going on with my audio. It feels like it's not ducking properly when I'm talking. And it just cheeses me. Give me 1 second. For not to be... Oh, that's why I'm stupid. That's that's the real reason. 1 second. I set this up like a gosh darn fool, actually. Okay, this... Let me try this out. Okay, well, we'll take that on for a spin. See how that goes.
The main feature, though, is a long essay
Testing,
titled
1, 2, 3.
Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian
Yeah, it seems to
perspective.
lower pretty good when I do that. That should be fine. We should be okay. Safe. Read profile CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
What is this tip-top tourney?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that sounds pretty cool to me.
If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
What these communists have to say about tip-top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically
I don't want to hear about all that.
aspects of Tip-Top Tourney.
Please.
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships. And then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
Who wrote this?
Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines. Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka.
What about the sponsorships?
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritta.
Oh, not a fritta. I don't know, I can't stand a fritta.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest.
I mean, that's the game, ain't it?
At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
Oh, I like it for the racing.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave. This flimsy magazine is right. Deep down, you know the only true stakes are life and glory, or death by fiery dismemberment.
I guess you got a kind of a point there.
That's because you haven't been reading critically.
I read pretty
But
critically.
Don't worry. The whole point
I don't want to
of
be
these
slandered
sorts of
here.
articles is to let someone else read critically for you.
You fools. Hey, did you know the tip-top tourney is actually an orgiastic ritual of capitalistic destruction? I had no idea.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
I wonder what else is just really a metaphor for life under capitalism.
I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds.
Let's talk about the
before you.
local concerns. I'm concerned.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta.
Well, that doesn't sound very nice for us.
Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Wish we could reach some reasonable accommodation.
According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies in the coalition.
Well, what's the coalition?
Judging from the context, it's something very large and fundamental. You should probably know about it already. You flip back to the front of...
Well, I don't need that anymore. Standard office. One left a coffee machine on. In here.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly
Ooh.
close one of the drawers.
Wiggles my fingers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. 2 kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
But surely I can solve it.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well.
Holy shit.
Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Let's take a look.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letter. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
The to-do note with lists of errands for Everett.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht. All items on the list. The drawers.
Interesting. List card. Will sell for a pretty penny, I guess. What else we got in here? Listen. Holy shit, cool glasses. Hell yeah. Over here. Radio. Giant aspirin on the pillow.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the sides.
I think I need to use it for anything.
The already familiar.
I'll wait for now. I might need to actually use it for something later. My coat!
The tarpaulin cloak is still hanging on the railing. As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
My cloak! My beautiful cloak! Better than my stupid, ugly jacket. Oh my god, that fucks hard. Look at that. We are in it. You got the glasses too. I'm looking spiffy. Have a look around, Kim. Can't believe I'm actually investigating the case right now. Miracle. What's that?
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marsh. On. Arrête. Off.
What if I turn it on?
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Oh. Now we have a container over there. Just in case, I guess. You know? It looks like it's leaning a bit. Oh, it's fine? We're good?
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
What do you mean its purpose?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Oh. Well, I won't press both of them. I'm not going to try my luck. What's all this up here, then? I get in here?
Before you stands a cargo container. Just one of many in the yard.
I think something special about
You
this.
do? Because I don't.
Why
There
not?
are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Maybe the contraband?
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to interview the Union boss.
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically
Oh.
locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Try to get thorough, been in the world for 2 days, money is all about trust. Come on, please.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Yeah, why am I?
Why are you what?
Never mind.
Are you satisfied, detective?
Yeah, I guess. No, we gotta find the Wild Pines guy. What is that? Oh, that's the belt we were Money! Oh, I'm so happy I find money all the time. I'll be able to buy so much. Maybe I can afford a room tonight, too. Maybe a tool can help me here. Maybe a tool can help me here. Ooh. Grab, oh, more money. Wonderful. And what are those little bulbs? Over there, too. Oh, who's that? Hello, sir.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
Who is this mystery man?
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be well pine.
He's so jolly.
Container, container.
Oh, I love
now
him.
Belongs to Everard.
I love him to death. Hi.
Everard, Everard, Everard. He looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What's with you people in the scabs?
I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
I would never think that of you.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
Looks like a massive operation.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
What's underneath those red covers?
Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think.
Interesting, thank you.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Where is everyone?
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
What type of trouble?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
What'd they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
What kind of fight?
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
What's in that container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
You work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. And Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much.
Is that Elizabeth?
Them are
The,
real nice to suckle on once
the
the
lady
dinner
that was
is
in
done
the,
and me and
the bar?
missus sit down beside the radio.
I love him. He's so jolly.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I think you're doing a great job, Leo.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
But what about the borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however...
What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
But who makes it?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Oh, the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
I'm looking for the leader of the dockworkers union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school, we did, when we were boys.
Oh, I just want to know where to find him.
Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
Okay, well, I'm off.
Bye now.
What a helpful lad. He's given me quite the information. Coffee. That Mr. Everett. Could be stuck on something. Oh, there we go. There's stairs. Taxidermy fish tells the time.
Before you is a
Oh my
walrus
god,
of a
what the
man
fuck is this
seated
dude?
behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing.
Are you in
He
charge of the
simply stares at you.
Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing.
Yeah, just ignore that.
Forget about
That's not
it.
my name.
Filter it out.
I don't say it. It's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair is incredibly uncomfortable. Fortunately, your ass is made of iron, and the chair is made of wood. Iron beats wood. You manage not to shift around too much.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Wait, you know Garte?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Oh man, I'll take it.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Or...
No.
Oh, it's cool.
Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
I would appreciate any help you could provide.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
My ass is iron. Kim. Oh.
Who does this
Holy
guy
shit.
think you are? Ronnie the Rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him.
I'll
The
think all
fat
cool
man
like.
does the same, sinking deeper into his chair than one would think is physically possible. He seems to be enjoying your little display. Good. Now lean in with some corruption.
Listen, Everett, pal, we both know what makes the wheels of the world turn here.
That we do, Harry.
Come on now.
Let them
be
say
real to
what
me.
they will about you and me. We're both born fighters.
Nice. Nice bit with the chair, by the way. Good way to keep your guests on edge.
Why? Thank you. It's always nice when a fellow professional appreciates your work.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
Thanks for your hospitality. Feel free to visit me down at the station anytime. Upgrow your horde.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry. I like that in a lawman. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? What can Everard Clare do for you?
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you think so, Detective?
Really get him to trust you. I just got an achievement. Oh yeah. Aren't you gonna ask me how I got in?
Am I going to ask? Hell, Harry. You spin-kicked my strongest man in the face. I saw it from my window. Would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard?
You don't have a window.
It was a figure of speech, Harry. Of course I don't have a window. I'm in a container. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Why do you call me Mr. Dubois?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
As you look
Nice.
at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders
You motherfucker
saw
trying to
in the file
on me.
cabinet.
That's not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinet.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois?
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
What about my lost gun?
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Wait, the gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in?
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
I'm not going to be blackmailed for this gun business.
Harry. I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable, and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like
I don't
we have
like
a
this
friendly
guy.
gun-finding competition on our hands.
Suppose we do. I suppose we do. I want to talk to you about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help, like I'm helping you with your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a bit of a but.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Okay, we've opened a few doors.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly...
Yeah, you're very
I
busy.
don't
Can't
have
open a
that
door, though?
extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that
Fair-
the police
fair enough.
are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
I don't even, you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Fine.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker,
Where's your
too.
brother?
He'll tell
I've been
you
hearing a lot about your
precisely where
brother
the
as
door
well. I
is.
want to know where he's at.
One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
I'm looking into your shady brew.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about.
What's in the container
And
outside the
he
office?
doesn't care either.
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Special one on the crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the
We might talk later.
You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Thanks. Wondering how I was supposed to get out.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Interesting, interesting. Here's our check. Constable's rent, all of it, not worthless in a pawn shop. It's mostly exchanged for 25 real at your local Fritte store. Okay. My current gloves give me. Electrochemistry. I look like a psychopath in here.
Yes?
Nothing. Let's be on our way, buddy. Why is the typing so loud in here? Suspiciously loud. Well, out we go. Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
I had some questions if not too much trouble.
No trouble at all.
Never mind, I lied to you. I'm sorry. I can't believe I lied to him like that. The door.
You're back before the cargo can...
I'll persuade it open one day. Whisper sweet nothings into that door's ear. Is there a faster way out of here? Then go over here. Cigarette buds. It's over here.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
I'm gonna take a quick look.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that?
I think this can be a side thing.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Why did I take
This
it?
is the...
Why did I do that? It was mean. Let's get out of here, Kim. How much did that sell? That sell for money? Hold on. Worth it? $1? Get the hell out of here. Hey, man.
So, how'd you like our harbor? It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Any idea who killed the hanged man?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The harbor is a prime area of suspicion. In your opinion, are there dock workers involved in the killing?
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Your
Pushed
dead
how?
guy was an enemy combatant.
What does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
He means a more violent faction could easily take care of such a thing.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
You have a key to a door. I
Key,
need
huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I saw an opportunity. I took it. I'm a hustle grinder.
I'm not so sure about the hustle grind, but you know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really
It's a good
matter, does
thing
it?
you're doing.
Come on.
Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in, this jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else that you know about the task? Weasel person? When he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for?
Very helpful.
Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
You know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Yeah, why are they striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share? Wait, so no wages or pensions or...
This stuff, they already covered.
Wouldn't you be grateful then? It's a lot more than most people have.
Never grateful. Were we ever grateful, we'd have nothing. You fight for every piece.
How large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
The boss man, Everett. What can you tell me about him?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing union entail?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties. Watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
I mean, his desk seemed pretty lavish.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
Are you a communist?
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
Right on, brother.
Just the way the world works, boyadero.
I spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation.
Sure. I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool, that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
Maybe I'm a boy to Rio.
No.
I'm like, maybe?
No. The man sits on the... Hey. Psst.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism.
No.
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners.
I didn't say that.
Who have more than 25 real in their pocket.
I've said some,
Literally
mildly
no
left-wing
feelings.
things.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big...
I'm not doing it.
Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Everyone knows this. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No. I'm sure I heard.
Oh, you heard right,
someone say
electrochemistry.
cocaine. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one. There's no one. Okay.
Yeah, get out of my head, communism. Will not win this one. Let's see. Let's get my visual calculus up. I like being able to look at stuff. I should probably get down there and cash in my check. How you doing, buddy?
Right to what?
Oh, you're useless to me. Well, let's go into the store and get my my stuff. I didn't actually get to explore the store too well. Hello.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Here's my novelty check.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. anything else I can do for you?
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin. Right now. Speed and gin. Great combo.
Does Frigga
Ask some local
have a
dealers.
warehouse in the back of the Whirling Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
This is important.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
You know the man who died?
Not really.
Not really? Does that mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Okay, well, how long has it been there?
I don't know, really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know.
I don't trust her.
okay?
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in?
Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...
Yeah, the economic one.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15.
What about physical reality, though?
I don't know. What about it?
Where are we?
We're in Frit
I mean, on a larger scale.
as mankind, or as a nation.
Like in the
or
world.
We're in Revachol, like on the Insulindian Isola.
I was just testing your knowledge.
That wasn't very hard.
What time is it?
I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
What is the revolution?
When ordinary people take over the government and demands democracy.
What about the one we had here in Rivershell?
Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this.
Suspicious.
At history, I mean.
The coalition, what's that? Someone told me there is one?
Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
Alright.
Cool.
I'm done with you. What's in here?
You see several packaged raincoats
Oh.
fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
What's that?
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then
I would never buy one of those.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
What do the products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller.
Delicious.
Magnesium is a dietary supplement.
Wonderful.
Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit.
Well, that sounds
It's
good for me.
recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Well, can you be a little bit more specific?
No. Sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Nosafed heals +1 health.
No, wait, who's
Saint
Saint
Baptiste.
Who's Saint
you know.
Baptiste?
The pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutical.
Oh, get out of my face. What's this?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
What's this?
Oh, that's the tear machine.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine,
How do I
and
pick
it
up
gives you money.
air for the machine, though?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so feel free to use it if you find a bag, though.
Now I need to find a bag. What is that up there?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. Your knees are weak. There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth.
Yes.
Wine, alcohol.
Yes.
Beer, alcohol.
Yes.
Alcohol.
No, it's not. I'm an addict.
Guess not, no.
Good thing you're an unrecovering alcoholic.
No, I am
I'm obliged
recovering.
to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that.
Know this. You will never finish your alcohol quest if you don't buy beautiful alcohol.
Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Tell me more about the products.
The Pale Age vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
What is pale?
You know.
Don't worry your pretty little head about it. Let's concentrate on what's important here.
What will it do to my body?
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Use medication, like Nosafed and magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
You still have any other under-counter vices?
No, Frit only...
Alright, you're useless to me. Get me out of here. This place is evil. Hello, sir.
Welcome to Revachol.
Why'd you address my partner like that?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You sound angry.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What's going on?
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job
Oh my
to
God,
make sure
Kim.
you behave.
I've never seen this side of you
I would
before.
advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Fucking A, Kim, I got your back.
You two make a cute couple. You know that.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
We got some questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra White.
Hey, take a look at this.
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go.
It's a racist mug, sir.
Anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic.
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
I get it. Someone has to be the Oh, you're just racist. Makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look.
No, you're
I've
just racist.
read
No, you're
books.
not. Enough, sir. Enough.
Science
Enough.
of- People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
If this guy's all the Occidentals have, well, let's just say he's not exactly ripped.
Okay, what else? What else have you thought of?
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
Okay, what's up?
The problem? The damn Kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
I'm done with you. I'm not down with this. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Don't push your luck, runt.
Damn, that felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely. You should tell people to fuck off more.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I should.
Not as a general rule, but that one was justified. Better to get the lay of the land before telling people to fuck off.
Fuck yeah.
That's the spirit. Never forget. The whole world's a wooden house, and you're a goddamn flamethrower.
Awesome. This was a great use of our time, Kim. Okay, I want to buy a map so I can actually understand what's happening around here. I think the map was being sold in the bookstore. It's you.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to
Oh yeah, I forgot
crime,
about this.
romance, and biography.
Give me cockatoos.
Cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next.
Get out of my face. Where are you hiding the maps? I believe it's here, actually.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of...
Always
me a
good
map.
to be informed of your surroundings.
Thank you. There we are.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner. Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map,
Fantastic. Anyway, I should look at a cockatoo book, I believe, was what was asked of me.
This bookstore is not amidst the point of the book. It serves wholeness. When it's up to it's your own fault if you're ill. Various paranatural books still.
It's the cockatoo book.
Shelves full of.
I think I read that one. The cockatoo book here?
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective.
Was I lied to? Is there no cockatoo book up here?
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open.
Here we go.
It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title. From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo. Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
Well, this guide to cockatoo
It's a
storekeeper.
must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Oh, God, fucking $4. Ah, fuck, give me the guide.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice.
Sure, shut up.
I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
Let's look.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However,
I love
they often
cockatoos. They're my
exhibit
favorite bird now.
various behavioral issues.
They're no crake, but cockatoo will do for now.
This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
What problems do the birds have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures,
All right.
requiring attention for at least 2 full hours
Oh, they're
a day.
needy, damn.
They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
I can handle that. It'd be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers.
Well, that doesn't
or
sound very
become
nice.
aggressive. It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
There has to be something great about
You're
them.
right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibel. Ouch. That must hurt. Not great for the neighbors.
What about the funeral cockatoo?
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably
Most
ominous
ominous.
about it.
What about the major majestic cockatoo?
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. It must be glorious to behold. Dark dark pink and snow white.
What about the Bang Bang cockatoo?
Despite its banging name, the Bang Bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage
Okay, so Bang Bang's
is
the one you
mainly
want to
grey
get.
and white. The Seminoles name Bang Bang is thought to be of onomatopoeic origin. The bang is for all the scary things in the world that may happen at any time.
This kind of sound like me.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul.
You're right. You're Cetarchus Venerius embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
Wonderful. I'm happy we did this. I wanted to grab that tape recorder at the pawn shop, maybe sell some stuff to him as well. I really don't want to sell my super rare gun thing, but... Oh wait, what's that? I should tell this lady that I've discovered who I am. You're right, I'm a cockatoo.
Excuse me?
I went and read up on them. It's just what you said.
I don't know. The most talkative one?
I'm a funeral one.
The what now?
Funeral cockatoo, it's the most depressing one.
You truly are one strange cop, aren't you?
The woman before you.
I'm happy I could come to an understanding with her. Who's this? I think I've tried to talk to them before. Oh, it's a fritty bag. I can pick up alcohol now. For money. $2. Oh my god, I'm living it. I'm living life. I'm home now. Put that bag in my hand. Get that crowbar away. Oh, there's so much trash. I can collect so much. This is heaven. I'm gonna make so much money. Yes. Yes, I'm cleaning up the streets. Yes. Who are you?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
What's wrong with you guys?
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
Look, in his hand, going into his mouth, the sandwich.
Oh.
It's hauntingly beautiful.
What kind of sandwich is it? Is it the Cheesies challenge?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
I mean, I'm the strongest one here. Yeah.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Let's show them how it's done. Oh shit. What am I doing?
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. You'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen.
Feel the ball?
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored bull. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already, your muscles are adjusting to the weight.
Yep.
The nervous system
Ready?
calibrated.
Analyzing.
Until
You gotta put your finger in your mouth and like test the wind too. We gotta get the whole 9 yards here.
Entity. The man ball is ready.
Taking the
A
surroundings.
chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and
Yeah.
ball. West, in the Grand Couronne area, a sharp overhand left from Arsène Luc Edelbrock sends the Samarin heavyweight champion, Kostya Miasnok Kostanica, flying to the mat. The crowd goes wild. Revachol loves her heroes.
It's time for a last glance inward. Who am I?
An embodiment of pure motion. A fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the two feeble geezers. They are in awe of your superiority. You are a god to them. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Inertia can be contained no more. Be the bullet. Nice.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
It wasn't mid. The shot was at least 23 meters. Probably 24 and then some. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
What the hell is your problem?
Not weak triceps, that's for sure.
Don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
A man his age getting worked up like that? Better watch that blood pressure.
Wait, what?
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
Pétanque?
Yes, pétanque. You ruined our pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Well, I have this shot ball.
Will this... No, it will goddamn not.
Thank you, officer. This is really something. Honestly, I think it's better than our old bull, even.
Mon Dieu.
Oh, René. Oh, this is
Right,
René. Okay.
fine. What do you want, officer?
Oh, I found your guard booth.
Yes. The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance.
I stole your family photo.
I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
You saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RC.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Who's on working your shift?
No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
So it doesn't matter if you're there or not?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Nothing wrong with tear collected. It's my side gig.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes. Like I said, I would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
I saw a statue of Philippe III by the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
A powerful leader is what you want.
Revachol would be a different place if more people realized that. We could still be there.
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabinier doesn't reply.
Right.
Anything about the men hanged?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the Union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have any problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
So, again, you don't know anything.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Anything to do with all the bullet holes I've been seeing?
Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Heavy artillery fire, you say?
Ooh, heavy.
That's the best kind of artillery fire. Very interesting.
But why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you use it?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs.
We
didn't,
what?
though. And we lacked caliber. God bless.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Why shell them here in Martinez?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
Beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Deathblow sounds grim.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Well, that explains the war damage.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on this city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
He approves of this radical approach. Knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Foreign powers cleaned up our mess, and now they rule us.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountain, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music.
Oh, that's life, man.
But this is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
What about the monument?
It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything.
Who is Frizzle?
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
Who you mentioned? Guilliman?
True king in both blood and mind. Led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Exactly a suzerain.
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Is there anything you can tell me about this rifle?
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable.
His moves are quick and precise as he first checks the weapon, then aims it at the sea.
Good thing I didn't sell it.
This man knows firearms intimately.
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
In the basement there.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume Le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule.
He was our goofball.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't.
Well, thank you.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
Oh, what's that? My lower intestine's going on about.
Lower intestine? The term is
the hard stuff.
fascism, Brota.
No, I don't want fascism. Get me out of here.
It is one.
Not even entertaining the fascism. Get out of my stomach. What's the mystery? Alright. Let's check our... The Hangman. Challenging. I can do these again. Okay, I'm gonna go buy the thing first. What's that? Getting distracted again. It's taking control of me. My dark passenger.
That page 3 girl. She must be the most beautiful page 3 girl ever printed. And look at those freckles.
Oh, the origin of disco, no.
Disco. Makes you want to dive into the boogie, doesn't it? Get closer to disco itself with Miss Page 3. Come on, Beauty is inviting you on a pilgrimage. A pilgrimage you can make with just your hand.
Is this what happens when you two get together?
Yes, sure is.
How can I travel to the origin of disco with Miss Page 3?
Oh, come on. Don't say you've forgotten that as well.
What?
You can feel what you want to do. You want a party.
Wait, what?
Don't you? Party right now with Miss Page 3. Unzip and party.
Wait, we're right now?
That's exactly what I mean. Unzip and party down on yourself, my man. No one.
Kim's right there.
Except Miss Page 3.
What about Kim?
Look at her thighs. Between her thighs. And what are you waiting for, man? Party with Miss Page 3 all the way to Disco Zero.
Should I invite him as well?
Absolutely not.
Something. I want to do this.
Fuck. But it's the origin of all disco, buddy. Why not?
There's more to her than just the disco.
Whatever, coward. Don't ride your way to the origin of disco. The page 3 girl is too good for you anyway.
What the fuck? Public masturbation arc. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that the guy I was looking for? Is that the lady's husband? Hello, sir. Are you the one looking for reeds?
Evening, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
You know what caused the wreckage?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Rivershoal. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
You know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
I have some salami?
Sure thing.
It is salty.
Yummy.
It is savory. It is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Yeah. A neat guy.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
We'll leave it at that. For now. Let's go speak with my favorite man. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can... Sure. Let me have a look.
Let me see.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Not selling Kim's thing. I guess I can sell the rifle now. Here you go, buddy.
Another time, Pat.
I would like to buy that radio
The
thing.
boomboxes wait on the shelves.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go.
Thank you.
You see rows of toy soldiers guard.
I don't think I have any tapes on. Oh my god, it looks so fucking cool. God, it looks awesome. Something yellow in here.
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular.
No, I'm not using I can't use the t-shirt. Only get about like $8 to play with anyway. Didn't spend it too willy-nilly. What I can do is I can make a quick stop over to Fritte and turn in these bottles I found for a little bit of extra dough. Hello?
The tear machine your bottles clunk. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo?
No, I don't want to buy alcohol. Don't make me do it. I guess I should go down the list and see what I can do. Oh, I need to just open up the basement door. back here.
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately.
Why is this? I'm confused what the colors of the interactable objects mean. It seems kind of random sometimes. How you doing, Kuno?
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno
Alright,
doesn't.
see you, Kuno. How do I get back there, though? I didn't see a way to get back there. There'll surely be one, but... my knowledge, I do not know how to get back into there. Let's gonna go around the long way here? Oh, that trash can. Hold on. Oh, wonderful. I guess I didn't try going up this way before. Probably do that. What's that? I love enormous bowls. A bird! Hello, little bird. Over boat. Is that blood?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Conceptualized.
You have no clue. So many walls all over Martinez. Whether...
Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Money and you. Hello, child.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
If anything, you're afraid she'll take you out one day.
Are you sleeping right now?
Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever.
Garden hose.
There must be another way into the building.
My God! What the fuck was that? Why was that so loud?
Yeah, what's that noise down there?
Why was that so loud? What the fuck was that? That scared the shit out of me. That was... Did anyone else hear that? Am I... Orange bum hat. Fucking Kim really wanted me to know.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some. You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. The sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. Hopefully no one heard. Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft, a whistle.
Oh, I want to know what's in there. I gotta know. Whose house is this?
A row of mugs sits on the shelf.
Oh, mugs.
Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning.
Is this the racist mug owner?
Mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others. A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking line.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash, and now they've drawn the ire of the Union.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues.
You think it's the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here.
Oh.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun.
Cozy little place, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't
sun
mind living here.
miracle.
What's the sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Look, they got an old flag.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
Will not bow to the
The
flag.
flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
That. Me? Robbing this man of everything he owns. Well, I'm satisfied here. Get the hell out. Smoker's up there as a witness. Talk to him. Hey, Smoker.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette.
Fruitiest man
His
ever made.
eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to say. Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Oh, can I at least have a cigarette?
Apologies, but this is my last one.
The god himself has denied you absolution.
Can you just, like, toss that one down?
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Anyway, that was obviously a bad idea. Forget it said
As
anything.
you wish.
Actually, I really need to talk to
Is
you.
it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
By God, this young man has the body of a decathlete. His lithe form
Holy
was
shit.
practically made for vaulting over the high bar.
You train?
Occasionally. Why?
You're on the track team?
No. I just like to look good.
Nothing wrong with looking good.
He gives you a honeyed smile before shaking off the cigarette ash.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
Did you see anything to the Whirling's backyard?
I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinez standards.
What were you doing last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
Did you?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
We have a dark Harry going around.
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend? How intriguing.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the dull and darkening sky, the neighboring windows stand silent. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you three.
All right, we'll talk later.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
I can convince him to stay.
Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional...
You want me to cry, huh?
No, for God's sake, I don't want you to cry. Listen, I really have to go.
Oh.
Good luck with the investigation.
Boy, with my heart like this. You motherfucker. I guess I should go back and talk to Everett before the day ends fully. Yeah.
He's gone.
Run after him, see where he went.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
You just give up?
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our kid. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Once we've found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
Good idea. That.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has hundreds of apartments.
We're gonna find the right one.
We'll just have to go in and see.
Well, for now, I wanna... We can come back here for this is a new day kind of job. I will not leave the twink alone. He knows something. He needs to be bullied a bit. Alright, let's head back over to Everett. See if we can't get a good convo up with him. Fuck you, dude. Hey, Manana, we got the job done. You think Everett will be happy with us?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
He has one hell of a colonial mug collection.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
We're all busy concentrating on the racist mugs. That's what the ruling cast... whatever. You know what? Man was such a... What's his deal?
Like I said before, I don't
care. You're not giving me anything. I gotta go talk to your boss. It's getting late. I fucked up that entire conversation. Oof. Well, the lights are on. Observation. There are lights in here. Everett, I'm coming back for you. Hey, Evie. Let's talk business.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I opened the door, you asked me. Can we discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
I have gone in and seen a bunch of mugs.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
I found a similar mug in the trash with the hangman's clothing.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
He might have cleaned up after the killers, though.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this.
Hold on, keep that thought for a moment. Make me the untouchable man.
But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
That's not how you baton someone. The technique is way off. You strike with your whole body, not just the baton.
Yeah, put your weight behind it if you want to do real damage.
Oh, Harry, thanks for the tip. I'll leave doing the real damage to you. You are the real police officer, after all.
Yep. Tell me about the lynching.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flat-capped. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire.
I don't think they were doing that. Calm down.
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Those Senorita Pineapple people are scary motherfuckers. Decimating your state if you don't give them your pineapples.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
You have a village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
But they move the container?
Yes. I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando type. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey.
I've heard.
Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
What makes you think the Wild Pines negotiator can't control that?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
And who did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys.
The Hardy Boys.
Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company, after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gate.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strike.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal.
You mentioned the lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one.
Yeah.
I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
What about Titus Hardy and his crew?
Oh, they are simply fine young men. All 7 of them. Exemplary union members. Always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the street.
Separate one from the herd.
So let me ask you this. Which one of the Hardy Boys is your least favorite?
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus.
Oh, fuck Fat
His
Angus,
feet
man.
smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
Let's say something happens to Fat Angus.
You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less. Because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends.
You tell the Hardys to cooperate with me?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Why?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
I only want you to help me with the Hardy Boy.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Good talk.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yes, Harry, it's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat.
What's that? I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you.
Come on
you
now.
know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What do you think of this, Kim?
Depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skate.
Roller skating. Not drugs, Harry. You like this.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground.
I'm
Harry.
not gonna do this.
Perfectly acceptable. No one's gonna force you into anything, but I don't know about that gun of yours. You see, I'm a vengeful man, Harry. Part of how I got where I am is that, well, I can be quite nasty sometimes. But the good news is, the moment you change your mind and want to look into this matter, just tell me, and we'll be buddies again.
The lieutenant's eyes meet yours, and he shrugs. Okay, fine.
Most certainly. By all means, Harry.
Fine,
What's
I'll
on your
get you
mind?
signatures.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then, I'll know you're a solid socialist. See you soon, Debarger.
I don't like this man very much.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Let's look at the zoning plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center.
What do you think of this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
See if I can't find a loophole.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
I need a cigarette. Let's see if I can't take a look at this now.
You take the legal documents
It
out
didn't
of the
affect it at
envelope.
all. Fuck.
A 12 to 40 month
Alright, well, we'll get out of your hair. You bastard. Suppose I should go, hit the old dusty trail. How you doing over there, buddy?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back. No trouble at all, mister.
He's still the jolly old fella he is. Should get back before Titus leaves. I want to be able to ask him a couple questions regarding the case before he, disappears into whatever hell he's going to disappear into. It'll be unrelated to me, of course. I would never, ever have him do anything that would harm him or anything like that. A good dude like that. A nice guy, really. What can I say? So, let's head on down here. How you doing, manana? Down those stairs! Really hard to navigate stairs in this game a little bit. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. But I can get in that thing? Move, Kim. Excuse me.
I've got nothing to say to...
Wait, Titus. Should I call you tight ass?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
That I am. Honk honk, motherfucker. Hey. Me and Everett talked. He promised he'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
Why don't you push me some more and find out, Gimp?
You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
I have no authority, though. It's not gonna...
Establish authority, yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
I'm gonna need your gun. That's all I got?
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
I need your gun.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea.
Kim, it's only a demonstration. Kim, the gun, please.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
I don't want to give you my gun.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Not scared anymore. I know what I have to do.
And what is that?
He does not like that phrasing. Neither do I.
Other way.
Silence. He tilts his head to the side, inspecting you. A brief moment passes. Then, the pressure in the room grows to a boiling point.
Be careful. It's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
I want to put it at them.
I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to point it at yourself. Go ahead. Show them.
Alright.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
Not fucking this case up. You will respect
We'll
me.
solve the case. Look at me. Don't worry.
I want to fork him.
This demonstration is not helping at all.
Inside the small mechanism, you can hear a spring tensing up.
Yeah. Cause I sorta wanna see that shit.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
These are my thoughts. This is my head.
What in the name of motherfuck?
These are my thoughts. These are my head.
Acidic taste on your lips. Corrosive. Once as a child, you put your tongue against the rail. It was winter. That was a long time ago.
The fuck is he saying? Some insane shit.
Nothing. Give me the gun.
You will never forget what happens in 5 seconds.
Fellas, the cop is really threatening to off himself. This is insane.
No, that is not what is happening. This show is unnecessary. Give me my gun, now.
He's desperately trying to offer a counter-narrative. There is none. Don't. There's this itch in the middle of your skull where you've never reached. Never.
Better get ready to fucking respect me in 5,
He's
4.
not gonna off himself. Come on.
No. He'll do it. Go ahead, son. 3, 2.
2, 1. Do it. Get this one thing right.
Oh, here you go, buddy.
Thank you. Nothing to worry about here, people. My partner likes to play these jokes. He's what you call dark.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen RCM in 4 years, and this shows up.
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, though. I knew he'd pussy out.
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later, he has that look.
Like my funny joke?
Do not think your failed suicide attempt will win you any pity from these men. Do not expect them to forget it either.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue. Jogging around seems to have a positive effect on...
Yes. Get the serotonin running. Keeps those bad thoughts.
I'm gonna leave for now.
Sounds like you're the suicide cop, with his finger on the eject button, ready to let go of this life. But guess what? You idiot. You don't have a gun or any bullet. You've made such a big show out of it too. You feel like everyone basically expects you to do it now.
I should think about it a
Oh
little.
yes. It would be so sweet to taste the barrel once more. That sour metal. Maybe there is a way. Not yet, but stick with it. Keep going dark, and it'll finally...
Hey, Kim. You want to talk about what happened?
What in the name of hell was that supposed to be? The theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it.
I want to talk about it as well.
Yes, well, I was able to recontextualize it as a dark joke. I will not be able to recontextualize it the next time. I understand you sometimes employ extreme interrogation tactics, but I want you to understand that was too extreme. We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths We can't afford to have that image. Few institutions can.
I'm sorry I put you in that position.
No need to apologize. Just keep your gun out of your mouth and we'll be alright. Let's move.
Oh man, Kim, I didn't mean to let you down like that. Chef in here? What's that? Hey, Garter.
Can I help you?
On my bill?
The 20 real?
Yes, I do.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
How could anyone forget, asshole?
Another thing. Great. Yes?
Alright, go fuck yourself, Garter. How about that? Piece of shit. I'm sure I'd find the mystery man in here, but...
You see, ahead the door, the challenge. The steel doesn't... Now you're hanging from the handle. The door remains... Okay, it was a challenge.
Oh, I didn't mean to skip all that, but it's fine.
You see...
Can't break it open. Alright, well, I should probably get some of these things down. Let's see. This is the Hanged Man challenge. I don't remember running into it. I don't think I can do the crime novels right now. Trash container. Where's that? Behind the... Policeman cloak I can't do anymore. Electronic doorbell. I can't attempt that again. What about map wall? Ice cream maker. Physical and godly. Boarded door. Formidable. Cafeteria window. Oh, okay. Can I do that right now?
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window.
It is not
the
time
hawthorn
yet.
branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
What does that mean? It is not time yet. What is that talking about? From a Zurika Guide to a Well-Behaved Cockatoo. I guess I have that in my inventory. Is there something I missed in that book?
A cockatoo is... This book talks about the delicate... Where to even begin? Pet owners... It is not recommended. You're right. Ouch. That must hurt. Not great for the neighbors. This is a yellow... Perhaps in the wood it must be glory. Perhaps in the wood it must be glory. Despite the bang is...
Wait, what's that talking about? Then, if not... A little bit confused what that's meant to be. Oh, do a little bit of exploring then. I have a little bit of time in the day, might as well do something about it. Any weird quests we can do? Find booze and drink it. Track down your badge. Your clothes in the trash. Victims tattoos. Floor whirling secret passage. I should really get my handy dandy bag out, actually. There we go. I don't think I can do anything
Just
with that.
an ordinary...
No. Oh. here. Save real quick. Fiction notice or bastard. Let's up. Last is the auditor. Eat. Laundry detergent. Old shoe rack. Different shoeses. Shoeses? Should leave the snoring alone. Oh. That alcohol? Oh, nice. Yummy. Money, too? Like, best day ever. What else we got? Oh, those snatchable shoes. Hold on a sec. Aw, damn.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. No reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Well, you heard the voice in my head.
This door has been closed with a pad. The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you.
Okay, he's cool. I thought he was gonna give me some shit for that, but it seems like he's cool with it. Point post for one star. Theory. Not a lot of nothing. 9mm bullet. Jacket. Okay.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads, Kraz Mazov. Honestly, he does kind of look like you after all.
Why does this then have a bust of Kraz Maznov in here?
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Kim, you have to admit that Kraz Maznov bears a striking resemblance to me.
Hold on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Kraz Mazov?
I mean, it's coincidental.
Sure it is.
Humor me for my... Don't... You see the resemblance, right?
Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns. But it seems like old Kraz here didn't drink nearly as much as you.
How do you know? The bust is probably just a romanticized depiction anyway.
Very well. Let's look for identifying features then. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you?
I can't see my face.
All right. But here's the big thing. Kraz Mazov looks Samaran, and you don't.
You're right.
Good. So you're not him.
I don't look like him, but I know it's in my heart. Kraz Maznov, that's me.
Okay, you win. Be Kraz Mazov then. I don't care. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that you're Kraz Mazov anyway?
Oh, it's got a feel.
All right, Kraz, if you say so.
Let me have this, man. Love me some money. To come in here earlier.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Later then, entering this door seems a physical challenge. It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Fair enough. Oh, postcard. Locked. Money. I do love me my money. Hello, ma'am.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
This woman's health is failing her. There's not much to do.
You alright?
Not in this damn.
Can I call a doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me. Now, What do you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
You live here?
If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony
looking for Martin Martinez.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
I wasn't joking.
Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez.
No, I've been deceived.
Jamrel.
No.
Raoul Ravachol.
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
How about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony, knows where he lives?
Yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
God, we really have good ears.
What's he in trouble for?
I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
I have a few questions about those apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Is one of the residents on vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
Who lives in apartment number 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
Talk to someone through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
I will.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Who lives in the padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
Oh, no. You mean astronomy, lady.
That's what I said.
The lieutenant shakes his head, as though to say, let it go. Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's... Forget it.
Yeah, you know what? Thank
She
you.
mumbles.
Very kind of you, lady. You have kind eyes. Place is really fucking messed up.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor. A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius.
Her face
is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
The plan.
Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
Look around.
It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room.
Gave me the shivers. Book. Look at it later. Let's see. Basement to the party research. Rhetoric. Bad PR. Well, let's unlock something and let's self-critique ourselves. Why not? I feel like it could help me in the long run. read that book later. I need to actually investigate this case. Getting very late here.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
What happened?
A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline.
Classic artillery fire.
From the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. The waves of the Martinez Inlet rolled over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscured the better part of the remain. This is where the damage came from. From somewhere in the inlet, the cannon. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean.
Circle of life. Let's look at the ruins.
Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. Underwater, iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers, and their finger bones too, and clavicles.
Not their clavicles.
Littering the ocean floor.
Did this.
A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol.
Kim, do you know who shelled our city?
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
He fears the discussion might lead to disagreements, as it often does.
Fair enough. We got a job to do after all. Hello?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Let's start with the blood type.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
Thank you very much.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
You better hand it over.
Or what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hands?
What are you looking at?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for a handkerchief. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
The Wild Pines rep?
Yes,
Oh, there
we
she
should
is.
Go talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low up. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Why are you so committed to defacing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime and social chaos.
That makes sense.
With a wall-sized invitation.
Why not? So you don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home, And Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cads. And my name's not Mona, so...
Well, I got an opinion. I mean, I love public art.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
Do you know anything about the recent
I
murder?
ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant.
See ya,
Watch
Cindy.
your back, ungulate.
Fuck you, fucking, you can't say that. I love money. Here. He's been sleeping here. Nice place you got here, Cindy. Pants. I love money. Well, Cindy, thank you for the help, I guess. Or so thank you for the money. Can I talk about you living
Hello
there?
again, officers.
Is that your bed in the coal room?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
Really? You're a miner?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it never happened. Shoot,
Cool.
Piggy. It's what you...
See you later, Cindy. I like her. She's very nice to me. How do I get to... That's the side objective there.
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism.
Kim, those communists here!
I'll keep my armistice handy, detective.
He doesn't actually reach for his gun. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
Is it upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
What does it evoke in me?
Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall.
Fun. I like shapes. My favorite is the circle. Perhaps the rhombus. Wait, so how do I get to the upper floors then? Oh, is this like a separate... Wait, that can! Get that can! It's evil! It was made by the Satan. Box. Fine. Door. Can I use that door? What's growing rosemary and thyme here?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
What do you
the
mean?
Smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory.
That sounds good.
Tomorrow 9 p.m. right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get it. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
I don't like the way it's... I like the way it's talking to me. It's making me scared. Put those bottles over there. That's where money lives. There's gold in those bottles. Oh no, that's the lookout. God damn it. Next time I visit him, I'll make a shit ton of money. They'll see. I won't be a laughingstock anymore. I should talk to that Wild Pines rep though while I'm here. I think I use this exit over here. We'll figure out the mystery woman tomorrow. So many goodies here. Oh, baby coat. I love collecting trash. I love collecting trash. Going to be the richest man here. Who's in there? At health items? Give me that. I was so worried about finding all these. I thought hardcore mode would make these harder to find, but I've been finding quite a lot. Hello.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens.
You're who I
with
wanted to talk
droplets.
to.
A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
You're the one who brought the rape soldiers here.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What does the L stand for?
Dayton, my maiden name.
What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Pick her
I'm
hand.
glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You on a boat?
Why, yes I am.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Lady 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
Oh, but what kind of boat?
It's a pleasure craft. A 19-pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing.
That's more than
Though
two.
these days, I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
We're on Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
I still haven't seen anyone sail a boat.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You have a license for the boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Can I see the license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
I'm really gonna need to see that license.
Actually, you don't.
Pretty sure I do. I police.
It is a little known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
Well, how exactly... how little known is that fact?
I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act.
More like the Anarchy Act.
No need to politicize this. You may still ask for the lady's passport.
I'm gonna need your passport.
Of course.
Let's take a look.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seagent.
Let's look at the photo.
Woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you. Face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Your name is Rejoice?
Yes. But please don't call me that.
Why?
Joyce is much more efficient.
You're from Vespa?
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when traveling.
Everything appears to be in order.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
I think I have a handle on the boat.
Good.
Tell me about the Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
What do they do?
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
What exactly is a billion?
It's a number, officer. A big one.
What's it made out of?
It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands.
Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs
That's a lot of big numbers to throw at me.
people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get all those billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the Great Unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all cargo in the world?
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
I feel like there was a 15th Indo tribe. Can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Well, what if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
Well, an octopus, I will slay it.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the man means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words. Did someone say shooting yourself in the foot?
You surprised at the amount of damage I can inflict on myself.
I imagine a man like you can take quite the lashing. But I believe we are talking about the strike.
What's your role in this?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the Union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The Union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
So the strike is connected to the lynching?
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
Oh, you mean Measurehead?
Yes. Jean-Luc Measurehead.
How were talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the Union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the Union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the Union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the Union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Oh, okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Like they had no idea about business.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
What does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
It's pretty funny, I gotta admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, call me mañana.
This checks out.
Scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to?
Don't let her answer it herself.
You call them, let's call them strikebreakers. You put them there, right?
If these strikebreakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
What do you think of Everett?
Everett Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Sound like you're about to take a rapier to him.
Oh, heavens, no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin.
That's Everett, all right.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I remember hearing something about this Edgar.
Have you seen him?
No.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
How about the union itself outside the brothers Claire?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Claire came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol? We a socialist mob?
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
You said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name. And I don't have access to the union's files.
Kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with it.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Oh, I need to hear. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
I did talk to Everett Claire.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally. Time to choose sides.
He's not the champion I've chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you in the cause of capital. I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption.
Verm?
Reaching into the bowels of the earth.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
I'd rather talk about something else for now. You don't mind.
Of course, detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help
Tell me
you
about the
with?
lynching.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Oh, and what happened to yours, detective?
I suffered from an unusual medical episode, lost my badge.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
It's possible after a night of heavy drinking. I lost all memory of my life and the world, this world, city, nothing.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
She must have been suspecting something for a while.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that bad.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a
Holy shit.
negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuates.
Actually, there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stone, or you can recover your badge. Though, if I may be blunt with you, it sounds
fair.
like
Yeah,
that
it sounds
may be
pretty
a
bad.
lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Yeah, sure. Talk to me, Gimme. What's up?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Oh, we're not henchmen.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
You don't want to investigate drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
We could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with at this late hour?
Answer me a question.
Of course. That's what I'm here for.
Tell me about the drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine,
Meth.
GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Shit, yeah, baby.
Oh, fuck.
It's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down?
Let me get this straight. The materials come from the Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Why are you trying to shut down the party pipeline?
I assure you, officer, these are not the sort of parties you'd want to attend.
She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everart and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
The lorries.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight. Upstream where it's clearer.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
No coincidence the lawyers are stranded, right?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not
that's
the
a lot of
east
liters.
across the river, but the west, the vulnerable, the weary.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock, in the traffic you hear the clinking of glass vials, concealed beneath tarpaulin. Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold?
Fucking misery.
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carrier.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have that the Union is
How
involved?
do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with drugs? Is it a
Precisely.
drug strike?
Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
I have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present at the lynching.
Two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
We'll take a look.
Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Do you know anything about those tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Why, I was looking at the photo tied to the lynching.
Better not tie the 4th day to the Bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Can you give me a lowdown on reality?
This reality?
Related to the medical episode.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
Oh, I'm a disco holdover.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The
Well, I heard
further
there's
down the
special
coast,
bug reeds hidden
the
there.
wilder it gets.
Oh, you mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
What's the name of the island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Kind of city.
Great kind.
Makes it so great.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Who built it?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island, able to sustain up to 200 million people. In the middle of the Insulindic Ocean. The world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in an important place.
I think it's fair to say so.
A sparkle of lights on the nighttime horizon, reflected in the dark sea.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
I feel like a kid. Oh. Interesting.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a loadout.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
You're right. I'll continue
it's
later.
better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
What time are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Late for what?
For the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
Got a predatory streak.
All men are predators, dear. Nothing much to be done about that. It's all a matter of where you get to file your teeth.
What's the big time?
The revolution.
What's this revolution I keep
It's
hearing
quite
about?
easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Oh, who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
The communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Tragedy.
Yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it.
I had a deluge too in my head.
Yes. An acute thiamine deficiency can be exacerbated by alcoholism. Exacerbated means made worse.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Our king?
Yes. King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. He ran before it. What is the expression? Went down? Anyway, Gil got out alive and his nephew Frisell got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals, you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the Ultras, or Ultra-Liberals.
The Ultra-Liberals?
They fared well. They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
She's one of them.
Everyone got shot in the head. Who was there to surrender to?
The foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
But you just said the liberals already took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
What the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing
To be fair, I'm
provisional
specifically
rulers of
asking her to
Revachol
yap
now,
to me.
The coalition government.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking,
The world.
You are a moralist.
I don't think I'm a moralist.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
Rooty tooty, pointy shooty.
Rooty tooty, pointy shooty.
That's the way of history.
When was this kerfuffle?
Turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world have gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
What did the Tsarist do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Oh, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread from?
Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
What's the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
Happened to the rest of the world.
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, It's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
After that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing.
Oh, I love taxes.
For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Which side was the Wild Pines Group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
Chose wisely.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
Would have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
Your jaw clenches. Give the lady a taste of your wisdom.
Would have thought a medical solution.
A cold creeps up your spine, reaching its tendrils up your neck, toward the back of your head.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion? A complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago.
Some hygiene, monosocial care, and perhaps a little research
The
program.
wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The charge dissipates into the dark water. All is quiet on the Martinez inlet. A dog barks. A gunshot echoes off the walls of some distant building. A woman's voice.
There is peace in the heart.
Good hygiene. Really.
That was nice.
A very
I'm happy I heard that.
moderate solution to
Doesn't
an
make me
extreme
nervous
problem.
at all.
It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad. When they failed to step up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable. They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She...
Glad to have been of assistance. Of course, Detective.
That's all for now. I think we've got enough reality checks for today. Let's see. Yeah, let's learn about this. Yeah, that skill point. What about the 15th Indo tribe? I don't know if that's gonna do me any good, but we really ought to head back and call it a night. Stream's getting pretty long too, so I think I'll we'll get home and then we'll wrap it up for the day. Me and Kim have had a long one. Deserve some rest. We'll do a little debrief with Kimmy and then we'll get some well-earned rest. I think everyone's cleared out of here for the night. Let's head upstairs.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
Love you, Kim. mirror again, I believe.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
I cannot, never mind. Thought I could.
The bed is still
Sleep.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away.
Scared the shit out of me.
You can't go. No. You have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body.
Hey, it's not that
Even through
disgusting.
your
Don't call me
sleep,
that.
You feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot. Because
I'm not in stop being mean to me.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately.
And my just desserts. I'll endure this pain with dignity.
There's no dignity here. Only reflections of your body mass. Flashes of the day. You keep coming back to yourself in the mirror. But why? To admire all your accomplishment? You're just stuck here. In the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I like them. They're neat people.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly.
They are. They're really nice to me.
At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets. People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights.
Oh, what a bother.
Blinking in and out of
Fucking Winnie the Pooh.
existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
Good.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
And a good rest. Good sleep. Another restful night. Let's go see what the state of things are downstairs. Then I will end this session. Notebook looking like. I gotta ask them some questions. Alright, down. A lot of people here. Hey, Kimmy. We didn't do our little usual.
Yes?
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, that's where we'll end it for today. Thank you all for watching. Before you go, just stick around 2 seconds. Let's find someone we can host. Show them a little bit of love. Even if we don't have the most, it's, you know, make someone stay to just throw it on them, you know? Go Elysium. We'll throw it to Bluebell VT. Oh, they're talking to the racist person too. So we'll throw it over them. I'll host them. You go over there, give them a follow, give them anything, make their day. Target channel has disabled raids. Never mind, not that person. God damn it. We will do this person then. We'll throw it over to Muppet Team. As I mentioned before, we're gonna throw it over to them. Go give them some love. Stick around. Thank you very much for watching. Stay creepy, cultists.